guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bree if you are new here, and in today's video I want to show you guys how I'm changing what was my project pan. So I did project pan for about 2-ish years and I had a lot of fun doing it, but I often found myself getting kind of bored of what was in there, and like I wouldn't really reach for what was in there, like except for on Sundays when I was like getting ready for work really quickly, or every once in a while I would do like a project pan TikTok, or you know, obviously when I was filming my project pan update videos, but like I wasn't reaching for it enough. So I wasn't really going through the products, right? And I was trying to figure out how to change it and like just make it more exciting for myself and make it something that I would reach for more often. So rather than a project pan where I am keeping stuff in my basket until I am done with it, I am going to start doing a monthly makeup basket. So every month this year, I am going to have a video at the beginning of the month, the beginning-ish of the month, where I show you guys all of the makeup that I have in my basket, and that is all of the makeup that I'm going to be using that month. So with the exception of like filming YouTube videos, this is what I'm using every single day. So I actually set up my monthly makeup basket at the beginning of the month in my time, and that is my plan, is on the right around the first of every month I'm going to set up the monthly makeup basket for myself, and my goal is just sometime within that month to film with the video, and then you guys will see it at the beginning of whatever month is set up for it. So while this is technically my January monthly makeup basket, it's actually my December monthly makeup basket. It's December for me. It is what it is. So I feel like I've over-explained this, to be honest with you. I'm also like half asleep. It's early in the morning and I got shit to do today, so you know. We're also going to ignore the braids for now. I washed my hair last night, but I washed it later than I should have. But I like didn't have any other time to wash it, and it was still wet by midnight because my hair takes forever to dry, and I just like did not have it in me to blow dry it, so I braided it, which whatever. So yeah, I braided it, so it's like it still feels like a little bit wet, like right in this space. So I'm just trying to give it as much time as possible to dry. This sweater like embeds things inside of it and doesn't let them go, which is so strange. So with all of that being said, if you guys want to hang out and see what is in my monthly makeup basket while I use it on my face, then just keep on watching. Okay, so the first thing is probably pretty obvious. It's gonna be my eye primer, and I have the MAC Soft Ochre paint pot in here. This was more used than my ABH one that was already in my project pan, so I figured I'd finish this up first and then I'll go finish up the last ABH eye primer, and then I'll be back on this. And then for eyeshadow palettes, I want to be able to give myself two, so I'm gonna have two in every basket, just so that way I have some options, you know? So the first one that I grabbed was the Colourpop Truly Madly Deeply palettes. Love this palette so much. I don't use the pressed glitters anymore. I used to a long time ago, but I just like the colors, like the tones. It's a little different than the other one. And then the other one that I grabbed, because I knew the fact that I just got these, like filmed about these, just got them. They're my newest product, one of my newest things. I knew I would want to use one of these, so I have the Huda Beauty Empowered palette, which very warm tone, very pretty, but just luscious colors. So I'm gonna use Empowered today, just because I'm going neutrals, going to grandma's house. So I'm just gonna chat a little bit while I'm doing my eyeshadow, and then I'll show you guys what shades I use when I'm done. I just wanted to, mostly because this isn't the Like, I mean, this is a very dedicated video, obviously, but this is the first video that I'm filming for the year that's, like, not, you know, my low-buy rules and stuff like that. Like, not a very, very dedicated video, but I just wanted to kind of touch base on, you know, what happened at the very beginning of the year with some of the videos and the fact that some of those videos had Christmas backgrounds at the beginning of January. Not that it matters, because most people don't take down their fucking Christmas decorations like on December 31st anyway. Like, usually they come down in January regardless. So what happened was, at the beginning of December, my in-laws came into town, and they originally had planned to come out, I should say, to like kind of help out around the house and stuff when my mom had her surgery. And then obviously her surgery got delayed, but they had already purchased their tickets and they had already, you know, had plans to come out and stuff. So we kind of just rolled with okay, this is going to be more like a normal visit kind of thing, but also kind of not normal because they've never been out during Christmas time. So we have to plan to do like family Christmas, and then we plan to do like sort of kind of family Christmas with my best friend's daughter because my in-laws love her, and it was like a whole thing. And then, you know, we had to plan, like, well, we didn't have to plan, but we went like to this like Christmas light thing that's by us that none of us had ever been to, but we knew that like they would love it, especially. All the while I'm working, you know, basically most days that week, and it was just a lot. So that whole week I filmed one video on one day that I had off because they stayed in a hotel some of the time because they wanted to be like super close to the ocean and be able to have some time to themselves, which is perfectly fine. I totally get it. So I had one day that week that I was able to film, my one day off. And then I had absolutely no time to edit, and I didn't even like have time to prep videos that I had already edited and uploaded. Like, I didn't have time to do the links and the tags and all of that kind of stuff. So, sorry, I had to go take care of something. I forgot what I was saying, to be honest with you. So, or what I have said and what I haven't said. Regardless, I just didn't have time. I did not have time. And I kind of fucked up in the sense that I had originally planned for the Bring Me the Horizon video to be put up the week after they left. And those videos are not easy to like edit, and they take a while. So I just kind of made the decision that the two videos that I didn't put up were gonna roll to the next week, and then I was gonna take two videos from December that I had already filmed, mind you. Like, I was done filming for December before they even got out here, and I was just gonna roll those two videos to the very beginning of the year, and that was gonna be that. And I chose the two videos that I chose for a reason, because I knew they were gonna be the more complicated ones. In all honesty, it is likely a blessing. I'm still like in my time filming. My mom hasn't had her surgery yet. She has it in like 5 days. So I don't know how much of a blessing rolling those two videos is going to be for me, but that also made it so that there was 2 less videos that I had to film for January, which I already knew was going to be like kind of a tight squeeze. So yeah, that was like my long-winded way of just basically saying I had some shit come up in December and some videos had to get rolled, and that's why at the beginning of January you saw videos with a Christmas background. Not that any of you care. Okay, really quick, I took Confident, Legacy, Best Self, and Power, and then I used Charisma on my lids. I do have a couple like liquid shadows, cream shadows in here as well, just, you know, in case I want them. I have the Stila Glisten and Glow in Ocean, and honestly I probably should have used this today because I'm realizing now that this shimmer shadow is more like flaky than like smooth, and I think more of it ended up underneath my eyes than actually on my lids. But I also have the Colourpop Super Shock highlighter, just to use as like a powder shadow base if I need it. I am counting this as part of my basket. It's just my liners, my brow stuff, my lip liners, stuff like that. Is what it is, you know? So I'm gonna go, mostly because this situation underneath my eyes is like driving my eyes crazy, I'm gonna go do my base, and then I'll be back and I'll show you guys what I used on my base. So my original plan was only to have one primer in my basket. However, when I pulled this one, which ironically I just finished, when I pulled this one, I was like, damn, this is not gonna last me an entire month. Let me just grab another one now, because I wanted to save this one for a couple specific things. So the NYX Plump Right Back was in my basket. It's now an empty, so today was the last day I'm using it, I guess. And then the other primer that I grabbed is the Milani Supercharged Dewy Primer. Just, you know, have it on hand. I also grabbed the Auric Glow Lust in Selenite. So every day I use this underneath my eyes. Sometimes when I do like faster makeup, I will actually use this all over my face as a primer instead of the dewy primer, because it works as a primer, but it also has like just a lightest level of coverage, so it kind of just makes it so I have less that I have to put on, you know? I have this random NYX Bear With Me concealer it's just too light for my under eyes, so I use it as a spot concealer. I'm just trying to finish that up. Also have my Makeup Revolution Eye Bright corrector. I use that every single day. That's not a surprise to anyone. The foundation that I picked is one that I picked, A, because it's one of my absolute favorite foundations and I just wanted to use it all the time, but B, because I knew that this bottle was almost out, which actually, as I was using it today, it's starting to have a really hard time squirting it out. Luckily, it's the one with the doe foot, so I can continue to use it, but this is the Pure 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie foundation. And then for concealer, I have it chip clipped because it's starting to get a little bit low, but I have the Lottie London Got It Covered concealer. I do also just want to point these out just because they're in my basket because of a reason, and I'm going to kind of quickly explain that reason. Sorry, my brain is not here today. If throughout the year I purchase new things and I need to try them before, you know, like use them a bunch before I do like a speed review, I'll have them in my basket as well. So I have 3 things left over from my holiday haul. I have 2 of the LA Girl like duochromes, and then I also have this Profusion like duochrome liner. So those are in here, not necessarily because I wrote them down to like be in here, but because I needed to continue using them. And then for cream bronzer, I have the Makeup Revolution Ultra Cream Bronzer in Light. As you can see, I'm actually making a decent amount of progress in this, so quite excited about that, honestly. But again, the point of my monthly makeup baskets is not necessarily to use up, like, I'm not putting something in the basket to use it up like I did with my project pans. If I have something that I know is running low, I may prioritize that in a basket just so, you know, it's not sitting there for a month completely unused, obviously. But it's not like a project pan in the sense that I'm like going out of my way to focus on finishing something. It's more so like, I don't know how to explain it. It's taking the choice out of every day, which is kind of great because I need that sometimes. I need to not have to choose. But also, like, it is to like focus on finishing stuff, but not in the like, look how far I finished this in a month. Like, if I don't finish it in a month, then I don't finish it in a month. You know, it is what it is. I'll move on to something else. It just kind of gives me some like good dedicated time with a product, you know? So obviously applying some cream blush. I have 2 in here because I obviously have warm tone and cool tone eyeshadows, so I need to have both options. But this is the LYS Higher Standard Satin Matte Cream Blush in Kindness. It has my warmer toned option. And then for cooler toned option, this is gonna look insane, but I swear I've been loving this for the winter. I did not think that this was gonna work for me when I first got it, but the way that I've been applying it, like very focused back here, like very lightly applied, I've been obsessed with the color. And it is the LYS Higher Standard Satin Matte Cream Blush in the shade Unique. So it is very dark, but just applied just right, it looks so good. So for the sake of time, while this setting spray is drying on my face, I'm just gonna show you guys my like original like first set of powders that I put on. So bronzer, blush, and setting powders, and then I'm just gonna do that off camera. For my blush, I obviously again have two. I have a warm tone and a cool tone. For warm tone, I have the e.l.f. Primer Infused Blush in Always Cheeky. This is the one I'm going to use today. And for a more cooler toned blush, I have the Colourpop Flirt Alert Heart Blush. Super pretty. Not using it today though. And then for bronzer, this is actually a holdout from my project pan. I just pulled it over. This is the Physicians Formula Butterpuff Bronzer. I like it enough to finish it up, and I knew that I could finish it up if I used it every day for a month, so that's that. My powders are also actually a holdout from my project pan as well. I wanted to finish up the Maybelline Fit Me pressed powder. I use that on my under eyes. I have the Wet n Wild Bare Focus Clarifying Finishing Powder, which is like, first of all, broken, but also super close to being done. I use that kind of like on my cheek area. And then for the rest of my face, I have the Maybelline Superstay Hybrid Powder Foundation. Again, just for the rest of my face. So, like I said, I'm gonna go do all of that off of camera, and I will be right back. Okay, so since it is still winter and I do still love contouring right now, I have my contour in my basket. This is the NYX Sweet Cheeks Matte Blush in the shade So Taupe. On the bright side, with this window, the blinds open, and these filming lights, it's actually rather warm in here, which I'm hoping is expediting the process of my hair drying. Because there'd be nothing worse than my hair being like slightly wavy, but also like ever so slightly damp, so it doesn't actually hold anything. And then of course I have two blush toppers, cool tone, warm tone. Cool tone, I have the Essence Pure Nude blush in Shimmery Rose. And then warm tone, which is what I'm using today, I have Milani Baked Blush in Luminosa. For soft glow, whether I want to just like kind of add a little bit of glow to some spots on my face, which is what I'm going to do today, or if I just want like a very sheer highlight, I have the Physicians Formula Butter Glow Powder. I'm just going to put this in between my eyes and down my nose, and that's it. Some days I use a lot of that, some days I don't use very much at all. Highlight, don't ask me why I have both of these in here. I didn't need both of these, but I did. I have the Milani Baked Highlight in Dolce Perla, which is a little bit more like kind of cool toned, just like it's very, very neutral. As you can see, it's just like a very neutral, very pretty highlight. And this is also a holdover from my project pan. This is the Pixi Layers Palettes, which is why I'm saying I didn't need both of these, because this has got a lot in there, but holdover. I'm going to use this today. I'm going to go in with tea. So the only thing that I don't have in my project pan, or not my project pan, my monthly makeup basket, is lips. Lips are going to stay free choice. They're all like on my little brush cart, so I have them out every day anyway, and my lip needs change. Sometimes I need a neutral, sometimes I need a color, sometimes I don't need anything at all. Sometimes I want a vampy lip. Like my lip needs change based on eyeshadow and based on everything else. So that is not in here. That is going to stay, just like, you know, I can choose whatever. And then some things are obviously just like a given. Like my setting sprays are I don't need to have them in the basket because I use them every day anyway, you know? And then like lashes, I just use the same one until they fall apart and then I grab a new one. So I don't need to have, technically that would be in my basket. I just will use more than one in a month. But I am gonna go finish up the rest of my face and I will be right back. If anyone was interested in a hair update, it actually was still slightly, it is still slightly damp, like right in this area back here. Like just ever so slightly. I think with the hairspray that I put in and the texturizing spray, it should hold through the day. In theory, it will probably fall a little bit, but it's a little wild at the moment, but like I'll be good enough that I'll be able to like quickly fix it up tomorrow before I film again. So this is the final look using my monthly makeup basket. So like I said, I'm gonna have one of these videos at the beginning of every single month for the rest of the year. Hopefully it's something you guys enjoy. But again, it's just a way for me to eliminate choice, because sometimes I get like paralyzed with choice. So this takes that out of the equation, especially heading into like, again, in my time, my mom's about to have surgery. I'm not gonna have the time that I usually have, and that's even if I end up having time to like do makeup most days, which I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot of days I probably won't have the time to do makeup, but we're gonna see how all that goes. I don't know yet. But yeah, it's just kind of, it's giving me a place to like dedicate my attention rather than just using little bits and pieces throughout my whole makeup collection and just like I'm using a little bit of this and a little bit of this and a little bit of this. It's putting all of my focus on one chunk of makeup, and then in a month I'm gonna do it again with something else. I mean, granted, like, what's the example here? Like, say, for example, which this is a bad example because I can tell that this is going to be gone by the end of the month, but say, for example, I can tell that I have half a month's worth of use left in this. I'm not just going to put it away. I would probably just keep this in the basket and finish it up because I'm already so close that why wouldn't I just finish it, kind of thing. That's kind of what I did with the Plump Right Back primer. I intentionally put it in here because I knew that I was about to finish it, you know? So little things like that that if I can tell that I'm like close to being done with it, I will just keep it in here to finish it up. But the goal is not necessarily to finish makeup as much as just really focus my attention on just a chunk of my makeup and just give it some good love, you know? Comment down below and let me know if you guys, like, if you have a larger makeup collection, do you set up like a monthly makeup basket or something like that? I know that this idea isn't original. I'm pretty sure I've seen Lauren May Beauty do it. I'm sure tons of other creators do it, but let me know if it's something that you do. I would love to know. Please subscribe if you have not already. It would mean the world to me. Like this video, ring the bell, do all the things. I hope that you guys have an awesome day, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!